What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another video at Axe Entertainment. I'm your host, Zack Axe, bringing you my review of the 2026 Royal Rumble. Now, going forward, I don't think I want to do ranking anymore, ranking every pay-per-view. I'm just going to do reviews. We're just going to straight up just talk about what happened, what's good, what's bad, and all that good stuff. Weekly awards is still kind of in disarray right now, so we'll figure out what we're doing with weekly awards heading forward, and hopefully I have a video explaining everything to you guys. But let's go ahead and get into the 2026 Royal Rumble, and was it really as bad as everyone's saying it was? Let's start with the Women's Royal Rumble. So the Women's Royal Rumble definitely had a lot of good things going on for it. I think it had way better surprise entrances overall than the Men's Rumble did. We got to see, JC Jane from NXT, Sol Ruca, Kalani Jordan, a lot of very cool NXT superstars. No real big returns besides Brie Bella, if you want to consider that a big return. And besides that, not a lot of legends coming back. But I think overall, this is I think the first year where we've had a genuinely good Women's Rumble. That's not how I want to say that at all. This is the first year where we've had a Women's Rumble where it didn't feel like it was rushed and or just bringing back people for sake of bringing back people. I feel like everybody in this match had a purpose, and I think that really helped this match to be better than the Men's Royal Rumble, because this match was in fact better than the Men's Royal Rumble when it comes down to the very core, in my opinion. I think the final three of this match is one of the best final three in any Royal Rumble we've ever seen, when we had Sol Ruca, Tiffany Stratton, and Liv Morgan in there, all on the outside at one point. They're pushing a young star in Sol Ruca. We're having a bona fide star already there like Tiffany Stratton, and then we have the winner in Liv Morgan. When we have Sol Ruca for some reason go for a soul snatcher on the outside. Why would you go for that on the outside? I know it was going to be cool if she hit it, but she didn't. She was never going to hit that. She gets pushed out, and then we have an Oblivion to send Tiffany Stratton packing, and Liv Morgan pick up the win. Now, Liv Morgan was the person that I picked originally to win this match, but I switched at the last second and said I think Alexa Bliss was going to win, but it looked like she got eliminated super early. I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was an accidental, elimination, but it seemed like she was not supposed to get eliminated right there. But I did want either Alexa or Liv to win. I picked Alexa, Liv won, so technically I'm wrong, so I'm going to give myself 0-1 in predictions. But overall, the Women's Rumble was very, very good. Then we get into AJ Styles versus Gunther, which I think the AJ Styles and Gunther being before the WWE title match was a little weird. I feel like it should have been second to last before the Men's Rumble. But this match, honestly, I thought was pretty good, but I am starting to get a little bit sick of the Gunther sleeper holds every 2 seconds, and I love Gunther. I've been singing Gunther's praises for so long, but we're getting into a point in time where every single match ends with 24 sleeper holds, which I get it, it's effective, I get it, it's what you should do in a real fight, but I want to see other moves too. Gunther is a guy that has 27 finishers. Why does this one have to be the one he blocks in every 2 seconds? It's getting a little annoying, but we had a pretty good match, and AJ ends up ending his career, which I did figure was going to happen, which is going to put me at 1-1. But I figured this was going to happen because of the Shinsuke post, because of the fact that this is exactly 10 years from when he debuted. He debuted at the 2016 Royal Rumble, and now he's going to retire at the 2026 Royal Rumble. I thought it just made perfect sense. I don't know if he's going to retire or if maybe he's going to come back and go to TNA, or some people are saying AEW. I couldn't see him going to AEW, but I could definitely see him going to TNA and having maybe a little run there. I don't know yet, so I guess we'll have to see going forward, but I thought this match was pretty decent. I wish it could have been better because this is AJ's send-off match, and this is the match we're going to remember him by in WWE. We're going to think about this when we think about AJ Styles, and I just wish it could have been a little bit better. AJ tried his hardest. I just think there were some parts with Gunther that left a lot to be desired. Let's get right into the WWE Championship match, though, between Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. Now, this match, I know I'm not ranking anymore, but this was genuinely the worst match on the show, and it really sucks because And it really sucks because Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre are two of my favorites. They're both exponentially great. And Sami Zayn kind of having, a home turf-esque feel for this match. I thought they were going to play off of that a little bit more, but instead what we ended up getting was Drew McIntyre beating down Sami Zayn for the whole match. Sami Zayn having a comeback just to get Claymored, to have another comeback just to get Claymored, to have another comeback to get Claymored until he finally loses. And it just felt like a really weirdly paced match. I feel like it could have been so much better. And we really never got a fake out moment to where it felt like Sami Zayn was going to win, which I feel like we should have gotten 3, 4, 5 of in this match. I feel like this match should have been a match where every time Sami Zayn went for the pin, we get excited, like, oh my god, Sami Zayn might actually become a Grand Slam champion. He might actually become a world champion for the very first time, but we never got that. Besides, maybe you could say that Helluva kick, but it was one Helluva kick. You thought, I didn't think Drew McIntyre was getting pinned off of one Helluva kick, did you? Didn't think so. So I just think that we should have had something better between these two with how generationally extremely great these two are. I think we should have had a better match here, and maybe this sets up Sammy to win the Chamber and go on to Mania to fight Drew, since we know Roman is taking on Punk now. Maybe we're gonna get that, and maybe that match is gonna be 10 times better. But honestly, I feel like Sami Zayn's not going to have a title match at WrestleMania unless it's like a US title or Intercontinental title throwing in there type of match. I don't think he's going to have a world title match, and that's kind of upsetting, but I would love to see it. There's so many different guys right now that I want to see just climb up that mountain finally and get back to the peak where they used to be, and he's one of them, but he seems like he's just, every time he gets there, they just yank him back down, whether he has home field advantage like against Roman or Drew, or whether he doesn't. Now let's get into the Men's Royal Rumble. Ooh, so my pick for this match was Obafemi. It was kind of one of those things where I was throwing around like 10 different answers in my head. One being Obafemi, one being Finn Balor, who didn't even get a freaking spot, and one being Roman Reigns, which was the obvious pick that I didn't want to happen. But let's get into the match real quick. So Obafemi starts off by eliminating Braun Breaker within the first like 10 seconds of the match because the Masked Man takes out Braun Breaker. Now this is good because we might get Braun Breaker getting into a little bit of, you know, a WrestleMania storyline with most likely, I'm assuming, Seth Rollins being the Masked Man. So I think that's a good, you know, storyline device. It threw the Vision's plans into disarray, how we thought the Vision was going to be the one running the Rumble, kind of like the 2011 Nexus did. But we ended up not getting that because Breaker was gone right away, so that throws all of their plans out of the window. When it comes to surprises in this match, I don't think there was any, and I would genuinely sit here and say there was no surprises in this match. And you might be like, oh, but what about Mr. Iguana? We've seen Mr. Iguana a ton of times on the main roster. It's nothing new. What about La Parka? I like La Parka, don't get me wrong. I like him a little bit, but I don't like him enough to have a spot in the Royal Rumble. I'm not going to lie. Maybe you love La Parka, maybe you're super excited, but I wasn't a huge fan of La Parka being in the Rumble when we could have had someone like Finn Balor in that spot instead. Then you can say, oh, we got the debut of Powerhouse Hobbs or Royce Keys. You know why that's not a surprise? Because we knew it was going to happen. It's not a surprise if you announce, or it's announced that they are signed to the company. He's already there. It's not a surprise to anybody. We all knew this is where he was coming in to debut. And he came out at number 14, and while I absolutely love him and I hope he does great in this company, it's not a surprise, and that's my point I'm trying to make here. There was no surprises in this match, and Triple H, and even like Kathy Kelly, at the beginning of the show, I'm trying to see who has sunglasses on to see what surprises are going to be in this Rumble. It's going to be so surprising when they come out. No, we got AAA people, which we knew were going to be there, and we got a debut of somebody that we already knew was signed. And then over in the Women's Rumble, yeah, we got Brie Bella, someone that's, you know, always there anyways. I feel like, yeah, we haven't seen her a little bit, but she's always there. And then we got NXT people. The NXT people were the best in the women's. I don't think, was there a single NXT person in the Men's Rumble? Which I know all your NXT people you just called up. You know, Javon, Oba, Trick, all of them. No Joe Hendry, which I thought Joe Hendry was kind of a lock to be in this match. And then we don't get Chris Jericho, which everyone, you know, hoping for Chris Jericho. I wasn't necessarily hoping for just Chris Jericho. I was hoping for somebody, some kind of surprise, because why are we going to sit here and say that there's going to be so many surprises? You should be on the lookout for surprises just to get all people that are already signed by WWE. Royce was the coolest thing to happen because we had never seen him in WWE in the ring before in this manner. But not having any surprises, no legends coming back, nobody that's not already under a freaking contract was there. And I think that's my biggest gripe with this. And it's not even that it didn't happen, it's the fact that Triple H acted like it was going to happen and then it didn't. And I feel like Triple H just doesn't like booking Royal Rumbles. I don't know what it is, but ever since Triple H took over as the main Royal Rumble person, we get nothing. We get no surprises. At least when Redacted was in possession of the Royal Rumble creatively. God, I'm so mad I can't even talk right. Creatively, at least we got, your odd Hacksaw Jim Duggan or your, the most random things you can ever imagine. You got the debut of AJ frickin' Styles. What did we get here? I love Royce Keys, like I said, don't get me wrong, but he was already signed. We got no surprises that we didn't already know about, and I feel like that's just like kills the Royal Rumble for me every year when there's nothing to be excited about. And then to add in the fact that Gunther had declared for the Rumble, but then we all forgot that Gunther was in it, at least I did, and then number 30 comes out, and I'm like, oh my god, this could be our Chris Jericho, and then Gunther ends up coming out, getting the Royal Rumble runner-up that he's already had in 2023, that he definitely didn't need here, and then Roman Reigns wins. So it's like the icing on the cake for me, because I like Roman Reigns, don't get me wrong. Roman does not need to be winning the Royal Rumble. I don't care. Roman Reigns was my number, I think, 1 or 2 person on my list. I think number 1 for do not win, should not win, because he doesn't need this. We're just giving him another accolade for no reason. And yeah, you can be the biggest Roman Reigns stan of all time if you want to be, that's fine. But he does not need, you should be able to acknowledge that he does not need to be the winner of the Royal Rumble, because he can already get a title shot just by coming back. And we know he's going to get one anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is just adding his name to the list of Cody Rhodes, of Hulk Hogan, of John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, all the 2-time winners. We're just adding his name to that so he feels more prestigious, like he's not already the biggest star in WWE for the last 10 years. He didn't need this. I don't know who needed this, but it wasn't Roman. And Sammy wasn't even in the match, so it couldn't be Sammy. Finn Balor wasn't even in the match, so it couldn't be Finn Balor. I just wanted to see something different, and when it comes down to Gunther versus Roman Reigns in the final 2, all my excitement, and Logan Paul was in the final 4, all my excitement went out the window. I was honestly rooting for Randy Orton to become a 3-peat winner at that point, because I don't want to see Logan win the Rumble. I did not want to see Gunther win the Rumble, and I did not want to see Roman win the Rumble, and instead we get one of them. We get Roman Reigns. So I'm going to stop rambling, because it just genuinely makes me upset that my favorite pay-per-view of the year always gets ruined every year, and it's the same thing. I get excited for it, and I get really hyped for it, and I can't wait. I'm so on my edge of my seat for the entire show, and then we get nothing. We get literally nothing, and we get the winner being Roman Reigns. So Liv Morgan is a great pick to win. I think she was the right pick. First time ever winning the Rumble, but I think Roman Reigns was the wrong pick. Did not need this one bit. Yeah, that's my closing statements. Thank you, AJ, for everything you've done for this company. Thank you for everything that you've done for me as a fan. AJ Styles has been one of my favorites for a very long time, and I'm going to be excited if he goes somewhere else, and if he's going to straight up retire, then like I said, thank you for everything that you've done. But that's my honest review of the 2026 Royal Rumble. To answer my question from the very beginning of the episode, yes, it was as bad as everyone says, and I think it might be worse than everybody says, because some people are Roman Reigns stans that just say that it was great because he won. Sorry, I'm going to stop ranting now. Let me get out of here. Let me get you guys out of here. Thank you for watching. If you want to follow me on TikTok, we're getting back into ranking every wrestler that you guys comment. So go ahead over there and drop me a comment of wrestler you want me to see rank, and you want to see me rank, and I'll try to reply to you ASAP. Like the video for me. Don't forget to subscribe button. Go ahead and leave in the comments who should have won the Royal Rumble. Who should have won the 2026 Royal Rumble? Let me know. You don't have to do the women's, because I think they had the right pick. But who should have won the 2026 Men's Rumble? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys. Ring the bell if you want to find a video like this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I am him, you are not, I am grim, you are lost, heating up, ovens hot, beating up all the frauds. You're a king, I'm a god, y'all got bling, I do not, cause I'm clean, y'all get clawed. On the top, y'all are frauds, at the top of my game, but still I get no fame. That's cause I would never pay for a fan to come my way.
Was it like a 30-minute video of me ranting? That was only 13.